What's up, everybody? This is my Sunday video update. Try to make this as short as we can. I want to go over a few things that we're currently working on. The first thing, I may have mentioned this in a previous video, but I don't remember, was the exhaust. So the car has a brand new exhaust, and that was from the manifolds back. For whatever stupid reason, when I put this brand new crate motor in here, I kept the factory exhaust manifolds, and those are cast iron, and they're old and they're rusty, and I mean they're just ugly. And then I had this stupid little hose here that ain't even connected to anything in the car, and so those obviously had to go. So I got some shorty headers. I would have preferred long tube, but this is just easier for what I can do here in the shop. I did have to modify the exhaust. It came with flanges and everything, so I modified the exhaust on both sides to make these fit. They're in there. Another thing under the hood you'll notice is the dual plenum air box is gone. Don't worry, it's just at the powder coater. Just got that breather right there just sitting on there, just to keep the carburetor from getting anything down in it. So I'm waiting on that air box to come back, and then it'll be back on the car. Another thing that we got coming for this car, pretty good size project, is going to be the Phytech Go Street EFI system. And I got the one that comes with an external reservoir that holds an electric fuel pump, so that I can still use the mechanical fuel pump, not have to run a fuel pump all the way from the back of the car and change out the gas tank and make a bunch of modifications. This one, it gives you this tank. Inside the tank is a fuel pump. It's rated up to 400 horsepower. I'm obviously nowhere near that with this engine, and that's probably about where this engine will be when I do finish upgrading it. But now that I've relocated the battery, I've got a perfect area right here for that tank to sit. So it should be a pretty straightforward process. The only line that I have to run to the back of the car will be a fuel return line, and so I'll have to drain the tank so that I can drill that hole, run that line. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. Maybe that'll be in the next video. I've got it ordered. It's already got a tracking number, so maybe I'll have it sometime this week, and hopefully be able to put it in this upcoming weekend. It comes with a little computer programming tool where you can change the tunes and all that, so it'll be fun to play around with that. But so we got that ordered. That's just something that's coming. What we've actually done this weekend is I got all the spacers on the car. I've said this before, I might go with a 3-inch spacer in the rear. For now, it's just 2-inch spacers all the way around, but all of those are in. I've already had to cut the fender a little bit because of the clearance it was rubbing when you turn the car. Still rubs a little bit, so I probably have to cut it some more just to drive it around the yard. I'm not planning on taking this car really down the road anytime soon until it's done, but it is nice to be able to just move it around without scrubbing. But so we got those on, we got the headers on. Now we can move on to the interior. This is where I spent the majority of my weekend. You can see we got one seat in the car, we got center console in the car, radio is installed, and then we got this crazy red knob over here that you're probably looking at saying, what the hell is that? So I will show you that real quick. So let's open the door here. And so you've probably seen before we hop in the car, I'm sure you've seen the fuse block back here. I think I've mentioned it a few times. It now has a permanent wiring configuration. I used the amplifier wiring kit, got it wired. Obviously it's not staying right there. I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to put it for permanent location, but it is permanently wired, and I got enough slack to move it around and find somewhere for it. But the purpose of this switch is to control that fuse block. now I have not tapped into any of my factory wiring, so I'm leaving all of that just the way it was from Ford. And I've got this for all my add-ons, the radio, the cup holder lights, and anything else I decide to put in this car can now be ran off of that fuse block. Because I used an amplifier wiring kit that has a thicker wire, I have a thick enough power wire going to it so I can have multiple things feeding off of it and shouldn't have any issues. And so the only extra wire that I had to run for the radio was the memory wire, which is a constant hot, and that was actually super simple too, because having this here, of course you have your input wire that's constant hot from the battery, and then you have your output, which sends the power back to the fuse panel and gets turned on and off by this switch. But what I was able to do is just run the constant hot to the input side of this, and now I have the memory wire fully wired in. And so when you turn this switch on, immediately you see the voltage, the cup holder lights come on, those are green, and the radio comes on. And so that controls all of that. You turn it back off, everything goes off. The only change that I'm probably going to make is I'm probably going to put these cup holders onto a toggle switch. I'm still waiting for the toggle switches to get here, and the toggle switches are going to go most likely right here. That's if I don't put the control box for the EFI right there. I have not made a full decision on that yet, but I'm thinking toggle switches here built into this and going into the dash without cutting any of that. If they don't fit there, I'm not going to cut this dash, and so the EFI might get mounted to this plate and just put there, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You can see the tweeters in the car. There's another one over there. I got the kick panel speakers on both sides. I have not put the sill plates for the doors yet. Those will be the last thing to go in. The rear speakers on both sides are just kind of sitting in there. They're not permanently mounted. I have not put the door panels on yet, but again, you can kind of see the seat. It's in. The other big project this weekend was the headliner. I went with the TMI one-piece headliner, which is kind of false advertisement because it's technically 4 pieces. You get one big piece for the top headliner, but then you got 2 of these side pieces up here and then the 2 pillar pieces. So it's 4 pieces total, but I knew that when I bought it. But it is a one-piece headliner. You can still see the edge here. I haven't put the wind lace on. That stuff is it's a real pain in the ass, I'm not gonna lie to you, to get on there. But headliner's in, it looks really good. I'm super happy with it. So what else? I guess I could show you the door panels. I've got those over here. And so there's a sneak peek at the door panels. This is the passenger side door panel. You can see the stainless steel trim that was in there. I had that powder coated green, and while we're looking at this, we will talk about another problem that I'm having. And so this is the green that's getting powder coated on everything that's powder coated, which will be the dual plenum airbox, the rear spoiler that goes on the trunk, the tail light bezels, and maybe a few other small parts here and there are going to have this color. The edges of the rims will be this color. And so where the problem comes in is this color. I guess I could bring this over here. This color does not match. It looks better on camera than it does in real life, but it is much darker. The paint that's on the car is much darker, and so it doesn't match. And I've been trying to find a paint that will match, and so far everything that I find is way off. And so I'm still trying to find something to match up to this to make it work. But what I may wind up doing is actually painting this section of the car black, and I think that would go good with the car still, because the trim around the windows is going to be black. It already is black. It's on my shelf over there. And so I think do this black, and then maybe at some point have Joker put in green right there, and then the tail light bezels of course will be green, and then the lenses are going to be black for the tail light bezels. So I think that'll be fine. That's probably what I'm gonna do, is just paint that black. No big deal. But I think that about sums it up for this video. I wanted to get more done to the car, but kind of ran out of time. Wasn't able to get the passenger seat in, which is fine because I'm still kind of climbing in and out of there anyway. And so it is what it is. The driver's seat's in. At least now I can move it around the yard. And I wanted to get this interior basically done so that I can move on and just focus on body work. And I wanted to see something get completed, and like I say, it looks good. Got the new dash door over there in. I was originally going to do it in green, but decided I didn't want that much green in the car, and that dash door really matches the speedometer really well, so I think that was the smarter move for sure. But yeah, this is where we're at. Like I say, we got the center console in, got it painted, got that little shifter plate up there mocked up. I'm eventually going to put like a B&M style shifter in, and so it's going to stick up higher, and it'll look a lot better than that one does. But that's pretty much it for this video. I hope everybody likes the video. I hope you like the car. If you like the Joker, then you should like this car. Definitely subscribe so that you can see more of it. Again, I try to do videos once a week. I do hope to get some more videos out in the coming weeks. We're eventually going to hit kind of a dead period where we're just waiting on the wide body kit, but until then I will continue making videos. I'll show you guys the progress. I can do some videos on some of the stuff that's coming in, but like I say, now that we've got the interior pretty much done, we can focus on getting this body prepped for paint, and I'm hoping to have this thing painted probably November-ish, maybe. Could be a little bit sooner than that, but we'll see. I know that Mayer, they told me the wide body kit probably wouldn't be finished until the end of September, but I've dealt with them in the past. When I bought this hood, it came from Mayer, and they told me they'd have it ready in 6 weeks, and it took them 3 months. So I'm not going to hold my breath that I'm going to get that body kit any sooner than that. Probably later than that, if I'm being honest. So like I say, hopefully we have this car painted at least by January, but if not, I guess it is what it is. But I should have it done enough where I can at least drive it around town like it is, with just primer on it. But we'll see. I don't want to drag the video out talking about it. It makes me sick knowing that I have to wait so long to get a body kit that I feel like they should just kind of have in stock, because I know they sell a lot of them, but you know, I guess fiberglass is really expensive to just, you know, make the panels. I don't know, but it is what it is. We just have to keep waiting, guys. But hope you enjoy the video. Hope you subscribe. Again, come back and see more of the car. Let me know if you love it, hate it, whatever. Appreciate any comments we can get, and any love to the channel. But that's going to do it for today, guys. I will do another video probably next Sunday. Unless something cool happens between now and then, maybe I'll do a video when the EFI system comes in. Aside from that, there'll be another video coming Sunday, and hopefully we'll have some more progress made. And that's it, guys. Have a good one.